Thursday, July 31st in Salem. The air is heavy with tension. Secrets tremble on the edge of exposure, and fragile alliances are tested as old fears crawl back from the shadows. From Susan's chilling visions of the Phoenix, to Sarah and Xander's fragile new reality. Today's Days of Our Lives delivers emotional storms, heartbreak, and maybe a warning from beyond the grave, so grab your coffee, settle in, and let's dive into the explosive drama unfolding this Thursday. The DeMera mansion is wrapped in an eerie stillness. Sunlight filters weakly through heavy drapes, casting long shadows across the walls that seem to breathe with history. Every corner whispers with the weight of the family's secrets, but today, it feels less like a home, and more like a mausoleum. Suddenly, the front doors slam open. Susan Banks stumbles in, breathless and pale, her wild eyes darting around the room as if chasing ghosts only she can see. Her voice trembles, a mix of fear and urgency. He's not there. I can't feel him anymore. E.J. DeMera straightens instantly, his jaw tightening. Chad lowers the glass he was holding, the clink echoing in the tense silence. Susan's hands twist together as she tries to explain. Ever since discovering her strange ability to sense spirits, she has felt the presence of many lost souls, but one spirit eludes her entirely, Stefano DeMera. I've tried, I've searched the veil, but the Phoenix, he's just gone. EJ's breath catches in his throat. If their father isn't in the afterlife, what does that mean for the living? Chad forces a rational smile, desperately clinging to logic. Susan, grief is playing tricks on you. That's all this is. But Susan steps closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. No, this isn't grief. If I can't feel him on the other side, then he's still here. Somewhere, waiting. A shiver runs down EJ's spine as he recalls every time the Phoenix has returned from the ashes. The memory of their father's manipulations lingers like smoke. Then, without warning, Susan freezes. Her body stiffens, her eyes widen as if hearing a voice no one else in the room can perceive. Her lips part, and the words come out like an omen. He's coming back, and he's not happy. The air in the mansion thickens with dread. Chad and EJ lock eyes, and for a moment, neither dares to speak. Because in Salem, some shadows never truly die. Across town, in the soft light of late afternoon, Sarah Horton sits at her kitchen table, papers neatly stacked in front of her. Each signature on the divorce agreement feels like a tiny crack in her heart. When Xander Kyriakis arrives, his footsteps are heavy with hesitation. The sight of Sarah, calm but distant, hits him harder than any punch he's ever taken. The woman he loves is right in front of him, yet somehow already gone. They speak quietly at first, their voices careful, measured. The topic is their daughter, Victoria, the one bright thread still connecting them. Sarah's tone is soft, but each word is wrapped in unspoken pain. We have to keep things stable for her. She doesn't say what she's thinking. That stability is something Xander has never truly given her. Xander listens, eyes dark with regret, his large hands curling into fists against his knees. He wants to beg, to fight, to apologize, but he knows the damage is done. The silence between them says everything. Their hearts are too wounded to speak aloud. Then, the quiet shatters. A knock at the door, and in steps Brady Black. He greets Sarah with a warm smile, his easy confidence filling the room with light where Xander feels only shadows. As Brady leans in to comfort Sarah, she lets out a small laugh, the kind Xander hasn't heard in weeks. And then he sees it, her smile, her hand brushing Brady's arm. The spark of jealousy erupts like a wildfire in his chest. He forces a smirk, masking the ache, but his eyes betray the storm raging inside. And in the hallway, Gwen von Leuschner lurks like a vulture. She sees Xander's pain, and in her mind, opportunity blooms. If she can convince him Sarah has moved on, she might pull him back into her orbit, and away from the woman he still can't let go of. The question hangs in the air, Will Xander fight for the love he's losing, or surrender to the darkness of old mistakes? In the soft lamplight of the Johnson home, Steve Patch Johnson sits at the edge of the couch, his elbows on his knees, hands clasped so tight his knuckles are white. The weight of Salem's latest secrets presses on him like a storm cloud. Stefano's shadow looms in his mind. Susan's cryptic warning, the DiMera brothers' growing panic, and the ripple of unease across the city all remind him that danger never sleeps in Salem. Kayla enters quietly, carrying 2 mugs of tea as if the warmth might soften the chill of his thoughts. She sits beside him, her hand resting gently on his arm. "Steve, you can't fix everything with brute force," she says softly, her voice steady, a lighthouse in his fog of worry. "Not every fight is won with your fists or an eye-patch glare. Sometimes, the smartest move is to wait." Steve exhales sharply, his jaw tight. "Waiting has never been my style, sweetness," he mutters, but his voice carries the weight of exhaustion and doubt. Kayla leans closer, her eyes meeting his. "I know. But if Stefano truly is out there, charging in blind will only put you, and everyone else, in more danger." Her words settle over him like a gentle tide. He leans back, staring at the ceiling, torn between the man of action he's always been and the husband and father he's worked so hard to become. For now, patience isn't just a virtue, it's a weapon. Across town, the night feels heavier for Stephanie Johnson. Her apartment is dim, cluttered with open notebooks, missed deadlines, and unanswered texts. The chaos of recent weeks has crept into every corner of her life, from her fragile career to the tangled relationships that seem to shift like quicksand beneath her feet. She paces the room, her heartbeat drumming louder than the silence. Every shadow feels like a threat, every buzz of her phone a reminder that Salem's storms are never far away. A knock at the door startles her. It's Alex Kyriakis, his signature mix of charm and mischief softened tonight with genuine concern. "Hey," he says gently, taking in her disheveled hair and worried eyes. "Looks like someone needs a hero, or at least a decent cup of coffee." Stephanie can't help but laugh, just a small one, but it feels like a crack of light in the darkness. Alex moves closer, his voice calm, coaxing her out of her spiral. He talks about silly things, inside jokes, memories of lighter days, until the tension in her shoulders begins to ease. For a fleeting moment, she lets herself believe in peace. She leans against the counter, a soft smile crossing her face as Alex promises, "You're not alone in this." But in Salem, calm is never permanent. And as Stephanie lets her guard down, the city's next secret is already on its way to shatter the fragile peace she's clinging to. As Thursday draws to a close, Salem feels like a city standing on the edge of a knife. Susan swears the phoenix is poised to rise again. Xander and Sarah are torn between love, jealousy, and regret. And the shadows of the past threaten to strike when no one expects it. Will Susan's terrifying vision save the DiMeras from disaster, or deliver them straight into it? And how long can Sarah keep Sophia's baby lie from exploding into the open? Stay tuned, because in Salem, the past never stays buried for long.